5, 6, 7, 8.
Hit him with the dance. That's a dance number count.
1, 2, 3, 4,
3,
5,
2, 1.
6, 7, and 8.
Down.
5, 6.
No.
7, 12, 9.
Action.
Hello, my name is Jacob.
And my name is Hunter.
And we are Only Friends on Friday.
That's right.
A podcast about everything creepy, you know, all the creepy things you can think of. We had a little funny twist to them.
Legends and lore and what are those things called?
Conspiracies.
Okay. But also cryptids. That seems to be a good theme we're rolling with too. I don't think we should talk about his addiction to Michael Jackson. I don't know if that's a thing we should talk about.
That man has a beautiful voice. Had a beautiful voice. It's not that level. I promise you that. What day is it today, Hunter?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. Because today, it's not the most exciting of days. It's National Daiquiri Day.
National Daiquiri Day.
Yeah, so, across the United States, the people fill their glasses with rum-based cocktails. Maybe even a little iced rum-based cocktails, daiquiris. Daiquiris are Amber's shit. She loves those things.
Or even just a Slurpee with some rum in it.
Okay, I think that is called
the slum.
I think that's called the trash daiquiri, if you will. Because if you fill a cup of Coke Slurpee and then you put rum in it,
or any kind of Slurpee.
Okay, maybe cherry Slurpee, Malibu rum, hint of zest, orange zest, maybe. You got yourself a trash daiquiri. Daiquiri is a family cocktail. The main ingredients are rum, citrus juice, typical lime, and sugar. Tasting of sunshine and beaches. So, Jacob, have you ever licked a beach?
Whoa, that's an inappropriate question to ask.
I'm sorry. Maybe I should say this. Have you ever absorbed the sunshine?
Of course.
With your tongue?
Not intentionally.
Okay, well that's like what a daiquiri is.
A little sunburnt tongue action.
Yes.
A little dry cotton mouth.
So it's also the 200th day of the year. My thing is, if today's the 200th day of the year, wouldn't that mean we're more than halfway?
Okay. 200 out of 365.
So we were more than halfway.
Yeah, by like a while.
Okay. All right, sure. So, I think, when I think of 200 days, I think, wow.
Does that mean Christmas is 159 days away?
I think if you're as good at math as that, I think you are, yes.
Whoa. All right. That's not very long at all. Hunter, you know what else today is, sir? It's flipping Goatman Day.
Is it really?
Yes, sir, it is.
So it is the day of the Goatman.
Yes, so we just revealed the topic of today's video. Not video.
Whoa! Grab your camera and let's live stream this podcast.
So, Hunter, what do you think of when you think of the majestical Goatman?
So, when I think of the Goatman, I think of creepy, blood red eyes, antlers, goat horns. Okay.
Horns.
And he's just full-blown abtacular.
Just a ripped man. You know what I think of when I think of the Goatman?
What?
I think of, have you ever seen the classical movie Narnia?
Oh, so you think
I think of that boy when they first got in there that brought him into his house and gave him some tea.
Okay, sure.
Little goat legs and like goat horned man.
So when all these people are reporting, crazy, scary tales of Goatman, you're thinking, oh, Mr. Tumnus.
Was that his name?
Yes.
Didn't he offer them like these Narnian
cookies?
Yes. For some reason they look so delicious.
So Mr. Tumnus is...
Was it Tumnus or Thomas?
I don't think it was Thomas.
You don't think it was Thomas? I think it was Thomas.
You think it was Thomas, but their accents made it sound like Tumnus?
Yeah, I don't think it was Tumnus. I think your
Do you want to bet live
memory's distorted.
Live on this podcast, do you want to bet hard cash?
Yes.
Okay, $1.
All right.
Huh. Tumnus.
Wow, look at you educated man.
I only know because Narnia is one of the greatest flicks of my generation.
Oh, it's amazing. It's an amazing movie. I'm disappointed I thought his name was Thomas.
So,
okay.
yeah.
I'll live with that. Good
Okay.
thing we didn't shake on it.
I accept Apple Pay.
Because I was going for the 5-piece. I was about to be like, 5-piece Apple Pay, what's up?
So there are several variations on the Goatman's origins. He may be a supernatural beast like Bigfoot, or other cryptids, or as some allege, the work of the devil himself. The strangest but most popular theory is that he was the result of an experiment gone horribly, horribly wrong. A scientist at the Beltsville Research Agricultural Center in Maryland allegedly attempted to mix his assistant's DNA with that of a goat. The rest was gruesome, murderous history.
Whoa. All right, so what's up with these people and their experiments? When will we learn? What positive outcome was this scientist expecting? Okay, let's say it worked.
Okay.
You got a goat person. You got Mr. Tomness in your lab just cooling. What do you expecting? Some tea and cookies?
What do you expect him to wear a scarf and no shirt?
Yeah, like it's going to be some freak of nature. It's not even going to be of nature. It's going to be some unnatural being.
I do think that the goat and the clock combination was a good call by scientists.
The goat and the clock? What is that? What are you referring to?
Well, see, so they mixed a goat and a clock, and it's a goat clock. That is one of the things that scientists did.
A goat clock.
Yes.
So a glock.
Yes.
Is that the joke?
No.
I was about to say, that is probably one of the furthest stretched things I've heard. So the Goatman, he's described as a goat humanoid hybrid with matted greasy fur on a human-like torso and an oddly shaped furry face featuring huge horns and pointed ears. He walks on 2 legs. Mr. Tumner, what's up, boy? He doesn't speak, but his roar is described as a scream only the devil himself can make. Who wrote that? Who knows what the devil sounds like?
Yeah, so it's like, okay, I heard this mythical goat roar.
What an arrogant thing to say.
And, I have heard the devil's roar.
Because, I live many lives. I'm a man of many experiences. Experiences supernatural, left, right, up, and down. I've heard them all.
The roar. Okay, they say, it's a very scary scream roar. Only a devil could
What
make.
if it's just like,
So, the Goatman has a pretty bad rap when it comes to human encounters because he was first seen in 1957 in Maryland. He allegedly terrorized couples trying to sneak to Lover's Lane, teenagers out and about, and maybe even killed a little dog. Do we know for a fact if he killed this dog?
poor teenagers.
Poor dog.
That boy Scotty's just trying to get some butt, and Goatman's just interfering with his action.
So, not only do you have to worry about your pooch, you gotta worry about a goat horn through your tire, and your girlfriend Leslie's a little scared. The next sighting was in 1962, ended with 14 hikers mysteriously dead. Police never reported what caused the strange circumstance of their deaths, leading many to believe this was just more proof. Okay, so basically, all you're telling me is that, wow, 14 hikers are dead, and police didn't know what it was, so it's clearly Goatman?
Some serial killer's just cooling in Hawaii right now, like, yes, sir.
Where does Goatman live currently, Jacob?
Okay, so this majestical creature has allegedly been spotted by multiple eyewitnesses all over the country. This man is a traveler. Let's just say that right now. Get it out of the way.
You think his Uber fee is more just because of how scary he is?
Yes, that makes sense. So, places Mr. Goatman has been spotted include Texas, Wisconsin, and Kentucky. But he may still have his home base where he was first seen in Prince George's County, Maryland.
Maryland's not a state.
Maryland is a state.
It
Yeah, it
is.
is.
Yeah.
God, I'm such an idiot.
Yeah, Washington, D.C.'s in Maryland.
Okay, proceed.
Facts, learn them. Write this down, children. You'll need it
Proceed him.
for a test that you'll forget
I haven't
about.
yet to need it in my life.
You don't need it in your life. You need it in school. There is a rusty old bridge. Governor's Bridge. Nice little bridge enclosure.
MTV Cribs underneath his bridge later.
Oh, get there, MTV.
Cause a little piece of that check. You don't have to leave. You just gotta get the hell up on out of here, is what he says.
It's you don't have to go home.
Yeah.
Not you don't have to leave. Get out of here. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Amber, do you want to be a part of this podcast or not? Because every time I say something, you critique me. You don't have to leave my bridge. You just have to get the hell up on out of underneath my bridge.
You're still wrong. Anyways, those who were reportedly killed by Goatman in that area apparently got too close to that cave. So this seems like this man has something valuable in his cave lair, bridge, home.
What do you think it is?
What if he's just got a 6 Supreme collection in there? Something wild, you know?
I don't know.
What if he's just got some Gucci belts? He's like, yo, you trying to steal my Gucci or what? You trying to steal this quote-unquote, as the cool kids say nowadays, drip or what?
Do you hear that drum sound? Is that him playing his Supreme drum set?
Oh, man, that boy got the Supreme drum set. Okay.
I think we've established that the Goatman has just so many different stories. It's unbelievable.
You're unbelievable, Goatman.
But we can also turn to our good friend Wikipedia.org.
You know, the most trustworthy website there is.
They wouldn't lie to you.
Of course not. It's on the internet.
According to urban legend, the Goatman is an axe-wielding half-animal,
Holy hell.
half-man creature that was once a scientist. The tale tells that he was experimenting on goats until one experiment backfired and he was mutated, becoming goat-like himself. He then began attacking cars with an axe, roaming the back roads of Beltsville, Maryland.
Who gave this man an axe?
That's the thing. Where'd he get the axe?
Like, if someone said, I will give you $1 million to obtain an axe right now, I would not be able to do it.
I wouldn't know where to go.
I don't know anyone who just has an axe laying around, and this man just seems to find them right away.
Well, I think it's maybe because we both probably have the mindset of a
Wooden.
a double-edged axe on both sides.
I wasn't thinking of that. You're thinking about Narnia still, sir.
I'm thinking of a Narnia axe.
I'm thinking of just this boy with a straight-up lumberjack swinger made of wood.
So Walmart in the camping section.
Who's gonna let that man in Walmart not alert the authorities? You think Goatman knows where the axes are kept in Walmart?
Excuse me, sir. Don't pay attention to my hooves. Where do you keep your axes?
What if he just spoke perfect English? He sounded like a professor.
Excuse me, sir. Where do you keep your cutlery?
Oh, man.
A variation of the legend tells of the Goatman as an old hermit who lives in the woods, seen walking alone at night along Fletchertown Road. Well, compared to the other stories we know, he seems like he's a pretty active, murderous fellow, not a hermit who lives in the woods.
Yeah. I mean, a hermit in the woods isn't as scary as a goat-mutated creature. Nonetheless.
And the Goatman legends began long ago and were further popularized in 1971 when the death of a dog was blamed on the Goatman. That's probably Mr. Scotty and Les.
Scotty, you bastard.
Versus... So maybe Goatman doesn't want to be Goatman.
Poor guy.
Because...
What if he's self-conscious about those horns?
What if he's self-conscious of just about the hairy bottom half?
What if he got bullied as a little Goatman and they called him Horny Boy because of the horns?
Maybe. Or maybe he got made fun of because he had to special shoes for his hooves. Are you a fan of Goatman, Jacob?
I can't say I am, sir. No way, no how.
If Goatman is a tumnus, I could say I'm a fan. But if he is a demon of the satanic rituals, I'm not a fan. I think he should go away forever, never to taunt any lover teenager again.
I agree with that, because if it was a Tomness-like creature, I would ask him if he knew how to make those delicious-looking treats.
Do you ever think he just had that tray of cookies, and I don't recall if he said he made them? Maybe they were made by the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Is there just a Narnia Walmart? A local Narnia Walmart you can visit?
Narnia Mart?
The Mart?
Okay, we abbreviated it too hard. We need to wrap this boy up. Do you have a final story?
Alrighty. So I have a Reddit boy. Good old true story Reddit. This comes from the Reddit user Dead is Better.
I'm sorry?
And it is called...
I'm sorry, dead is better than what?
Dead is better than deader.
I guess if you're dead, it's better than being deader.
And it is titled, My Encounter with Goatman. The summer I turned 10, scary stories were all the rage. My friends and I had recently been introduced to Are You Afraid of the Dark? This one particular summer afternoon, we found ourselves sitting on my porch, indulging in a rare treat from Mr. Softy, from the Mr. Softy truck.
Wait, what? We indulge in a treat? Mr. Softy.
Mr. Softy! Set among the sound of stories and the smell of baking grass, we were trying to squeeze every last drop out of the summer vacation before we started 5th grade. Goatman was a particularly popular tale in our neighborhood, but I never heard much more than the name. Not really, just that he's supposed to live in the trailers behind the tracks, I said. A long time ago, there was a man with legs that looked like animal legs, who had hooves for feet, and he had a tail. He danced in the freak show, and when he got too old, he left and moved into a blue and white trailer right behind the crabapple tree.
I'm sorry?
So you're telling me this boy Goatman, he retired and lived in a good old
I
trailer?
used to dance for the circus. Now I'm retired because my legs, they were just hurting too bad. I had to clean out my hooves every Saturday.
And I settled in a nice trailer, blue and white, just the two colors of demonic entities. So he lived right behind the crabapple tree. That has to be significant. Robbie said while trying to keep his ice cream from running down his hand, Mr. Softy's ice cream boy, if you sneak up to his trailer at night, you can see him dancing.
Hey, you guys want to go behind?
Hey, baby. That boy's just going at it alone in there.
Hey, what are you guys doing tonight? You want to go behind the crabapple tree? Watch Mr. Alex with his legs?
Mr. Alex dance his nice dance while we feast on Mr. Softy. Anyway.
Oh, God. Please stop.
Anyways, my brother said he takes off the heads of kids he catches spying on him and lines them up on his counter.
Oh, my God. All right, so we have Margaret, Roberto, and Leonard. He just talks to them.
I was glad to be separated from the trailer by an active railroad track that seemed as good as a brick wall in terms of inaccessibility. We moved on to lighter topics, then parted ways as the sun started to sink. So, the real horror came just a week later after hearing the increase in Goatman gossip. Several of the older kids in the neighborhood talked about paying him a visit. They boasted about taking along a single-use camera to snap a photo. I almost wanted to tell them what I saw, but they were notorious bullies and I didn't want to put myself in the line of fire.
Did they say boys?
Bullies. They were notorious bullies.
It sounded like you said notorious boys.
No, they were notorious boys. That would have been better. That would have been a better written story.
Change it, edit it.
Sir, I'm going to need you to replace that bullies on line 76 with boys. Thank you.
Just comments on it.
It wasn't long after they set out that they came back screaming, nearly hysterical. All they could say was that the Goatman had gotten Jeff. The initial commotion brought out a throng of concerned adults.
Jeffrey!
God damn it, Jeffrey!
Jeffrey!
But once they heard it was about Goatman, their concern turned to annoyance. The absence of Jeffrey, a repeat troublemaker whose family lived in a duplex next to Robbie, wasn't a rare occurrence, and after a brief search of the area was conducted, everybody went home. His parents, who seemed equal parts angry and worried, loudly let the neighborhood know he was in for it when he got back, as they reluctantly disappeared back into their house. They found that boy the next morning, headless, front side down just a few feet from the edge of his backyard.
Oh my God!
The stretched sinew in his neck dangled out of his gore-soaked shirt collar like soggy raffia.
Gross.
Blood soaked the area around his body and streaked the grass in dribs and drabs. Dribs and drabs.
Drips and drabs and dabs and drips.
Welcome to my marijuana shop.
I'm sorry? Wait, what?
Hold the phone. That's what it sounds like. Dribs and drabs and dabs and gear. Come and get your marijuana here. Drugs are bad, kids. Don't do drugs. Oh, goodness. Dribs and drabs. Clear across the field and up to the train tracks. I feebly tried to watch the scene from the edge of the sidewalk. stopped from getting close by a crowd of adults and his wailing mother. I'd be willing to if my child was headless upside down. At least set that man up right side up with his head. You know? Like, you can kill him. Just make sure he's presentable.
Yeah, but I mean, what's going to put him out of his misery more? Upside down or...
That boy not only dethroned him, if you will...
Dethroned him of his
flipped
life.
him on his nub neck. Because that's not even a head anymore. It's a nub neck. You know? It's the nub that once was his head.
So his name was Jeffrey Nubneck?
Even from a distance, I could smell this man uses big words, everyone. It's good for him. It's not good for me. Burgeoning heat of the day.
Virginia? What?
The excruciating heat of the day mixing with the metallic smell of Jeff's blood. Quietly, I went back home and stayed inside for the rest of the day. It definitely wasn't a story or a joke anymore. Aw, he heard us laughing.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, man. The police had declined to investigate the other boys' claims of seeing Goatman at the trailer, but a few of the fathers in the neighborhood decided to pay a visit. They found the single-use camera just outside the door smashed to bits. The inside of the trailer was bare, empty, cans of food and a sleeping bag being the only indicators it may have been used recently. But on top of the worn wooden shelf above the kitchen sink, they found a large, rust-colored stain with red rivulets drying down the tiled wall and congealing in a pool on the counter.
Wow. Gross.
Wow. And that's the end of that story.
So he decapitated young Jeff. And
Why are you messing with my man in his trailer?
Yeah, maybe.
Come on.
Why were you so
How
curious?
dare you protrude into this man's trailer? What do you think's gonna happen, Mr. Jeff? You're gonna get beheaded.
You know, there he is, Goatman, retired from the circus. He literally only has one obligation, and that's to decapitate children.
They even warned you about him.
And you went there. Now your family's sad because you shouldn't have went there. I'm sorry, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Nubneck. May he be remembered by his headless body.
No, may he be remembered post-nub. Pre-nub. Sorry. What I would like to say to Jacob on behalf of Jeffrey is that thank you for telling my tale. That's it.
Jeffrey Nubneck speaking through you.
I feel it.
The question of the night.
What is it?
From all the information we have displayed in this amazing podcast.
The best podcast yet?
In this amazing podcast. Is or is not Mr. Goatman real? In your professional opinion, of course.
So my scientific, professional, mathematical, spiritual, religious, ingenuitive, architectural opinion, it depends. Because if you're going based off of Demon Goatman, who's by his bridge sometimes, or, you know, he's killed Scotty's dog, maybe. But if we're basing it off of Old Man Trailer Goatman, I don't think so.
There is multiple interpretations of the Goatman's appearance and or lifestyle. So I can see why you say it depends on if he's real. Let's say we're going off of the darkest one.
Sure.
The
What is
demon. The demon boy.
Okay.
The one we read all of the facts on. The one that's most probable, you know, based on him. Real or not real?
Based on Demon Goatman, I'm thinking it is a very high possibility.
You think so?
Mr. Tumnus. That's a guarantee. He is real.
Mr. Tumnus is roaming the woods.
Roaming the woods of Narnia. Open up your best cupboard. He's probably in there with some cookies.
Offering tea.
But I don't think
Tea and a good time.
mystical scientific experience Goatman is real. I do think there might be a demon Goatman. What about you?
Okay, so in my opinion, this has the possibility of being just a tall tale and
The highest
or
tale.
being factual. And I think this because it's just too perfect,
Sure.
as some may say.
I understand.
That there's just some demonic creature in the woods Like, this is just typical creepy crawly campfire stories. That watches over a bridge like a troll, a tall tale. That has the head that represents that of a demonic symbol.
Sure, I understand.
That watches over a, and I quote, bridge. So
that watches over a, quote, bridge mechanism of crossing over.
Yes, and lives there. So it's up in the air for me. If I had to make a decision right now, I would say
yes or no.
As you have said, I think it is a possibility, but I'm not certain on that answer. Nor do I want to be. I'm not gonna go sort out this experience myself, but I'm sure there's some entity out there.
But okay, yes, some entity, but a faun. As Mr. But a faun. As Mr. Tumnus is, yes.
So
the mythical faun, half man, half goat, yes. Demon goat man, maybe.
So if the half goat, half humanoid experiment gone wrong, I think that's a no from me.
Okay.
The demon boy, stronger possibility. I can see that happening, but then again, it does sound too generic.
A demon faun.
Okay. Prancing around.
Demon cookies.
So yes, after all this factual information, I would say yes, he exists.
Wow, you just blurted that out. Yes.
Yeah, he
100.
exists, but I'm about 90-10 on that one. Alrighty.
All right. So this episode was all over the place, but all in the right places.
Exactly. And our conclusion as an of community has came up with...
That is the Only Friends on Friday community, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, as of me and you at the moment.
Okay.
It's come up with a conclusion that the Goatman does in fact exist in the woods of Maryland.
Yes.
Perfect.
So that concludes this wonderful ass episode of Only Friends on Friday. Tomorrow would be Saturday, which means I can't talk to you, Jacob.
Unfortunately or fortunately.
So I think we need to end this podcast.
I agree completely with that statement.
So if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a 5-star review on our iTunes. Subscribe to us on iTunes.
Please do.
The Only Friends on Friday podcast. Search for it, get it, got it, good. Now it's my job to say please follow us on our Twitter at of podcasts. That is at OFOF podcast. And if you follow us, tweet at us and say, hey, I love that podcast. Maybe you should talk about this. And then insert the topic of conversation, maybe a creepy guy, man?
A creepy story?
A creepy weird spaghetti.
A creepy strange panini, you know? We will take your comments and considerations into consideration.
Wow. Beautiful. Beautifully written.
We will give you guys what you want. To an extent.
To an extent. Don't ask for nothing gross.
Don't ask for us to talk about your mom because she's a scary lady. We won't disrespect your mom.
We won't disrespect your mom like you have for the past 14 years. Jimmy.
Okay, damn it, Jimmy.
Damn it, Jimmy. Respect your mom. No, what I'm trying to get at here, Jacob, is you need to plug our Instagram one more again to tell them who they should follow.
Once again, our Instagram is of_podcast. That is OFOF_podcast. You better hit that follow button. It takes 2 seconds.
2 seconds?
You get updated on all the podcasts we post every Friday.
Yes, sir.
We're just going to be pumping them out.
Or ma'am. Yes, sir, ma'am.
We'll just... Demon. We'll just be posting them.
Yes, sir, ma'am, or demon.
We'll just be pumping them out, you know. So yes, you know, we're getting some action as of now.
You can also like us on Facebook. I think that's maybe the first time I mentioned that. Like us on Facebook, Only Friends on Friday on Facebook.
Alrighty, I think that does it for the shameless plugs. My name is Jacob.
And my name is Hunter.
And we are Only Friends on Friday.
We are the Only Friends on Friday podcast.
How's your mom?
Tell her we miss her.
Tell her we miss her. City boys.
City boys,
we've made it.
Horny boys. We made it.